Well, Stanley is a recent addition to my house with an existing dog with sort of fear aggression or just a nervous dog, and so I wanted their integration to go smoothly, and my other dog was trained by David, so I want them to be able to follow the same commands so we can have a harmonious household where everybody speaks the same language and does the same thing. And I just want to avoid any sort of conflict. And Stanley also seems to suffer from FOMO, fear of missing out, and gets a little agitated if other people are in the house and he's separated from them. So I want him to calm down about that stuff. I guess the other thing is that he is having heart surgery in a few weeks, and I want to be able to keep his activity level on the lower side. And right now, he doesn't really have any boundaries. And just wants to play all the time, and I want to be able to sort of control his energy so he doesn't overdo it before his surgery. Perfect. Bye, Bubs. Bye, Bubs.
Sit. Always have him sit first before you send him to the mat. See how I'm not restraining him? Make sure that you're not restraining him. He's in a real sit stay. With your right hand, pat his chest and say, go to your mat. And then say down. Sometimes you have to help him a little bit like that, just with your left foot. Usually he'll go straight down. Stay is built into down. So you start off the exercise like this. He knows that when you say down, it means to stay there. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, no matter what the noises are, this exercise is 5 minutes usually. Good, and it's 5 minutes of him just concentrating on one thing, and that is staying calm, staying on the mat, and you slowly, gradually building the level of distractions that you're putting him in the contact with. In this case, we're doing it out in the yard because at your house he had an issue being out in the yard, good, and alone in the yard or alone on a deck or outside and trying to get to you through a gate. So we have all these gates here that I've been practicing with. And so he's great here. Of course, this is our yard, my yard, and you'll see the gate I go into over there. The first or second day it was here, I went through there and he went to that gate and was scratching at it, and just exactly what you described happened at your house. So I started doing this in this yard, and this is a desensitization exercise for him. That's another way to put it, so that he gets really used to being alone in the yard, not going to the gate, and being much calmer. So you want to do this, nope. Good, you want to do this in your yard, your deck as well, exactly as we're doing it here. You see how I'm rewarding him? Always make sure that, good, that he waits until you place the reward there and withdraw. If he tries to touch your hand, you're going to say, nope, nope. Good. Make sure he really waits. Don't let him touch your hand. It's another level of focus to really wait until you place the reward there and withdraw. And this is all about him being calm on the mat. Everything that you do with him should develop more calmness. So you're not going to throw the food down. You're not going to move really quickly. You want to stay calm and be calm when you do this with him, because he's only going to be as calm as the person that is doing this exercise with him, ultimately. So that matters a lot, your state of mind while you're working with him, because he'll soak it up. So let's just try some basic things. I'm just going to go farther away, bigger circles, and whatever you do, wherever you go, when he stays there and you go back to reward him, always do it the same way. Come back in front of him, put it on the mat, make sure he waits. Good. See how calmly I rewarded him? So I'm going to start with this gate over here. And if he makes a mistake during this exercise, you'll see what he does and what I do. See how he may turn around to look at me. Did you show where I went? So I went way over here through this gate, and it's actually really hard for a dog to handle somebody doing stuff behind them, so he's doing really well. So since that gate was the big problem, I'm going to do all the other gates and hit that one last. So if you're ever going to do something that you think would be difficult for him to handle, it's okay to remind him before you do that. Remind him, down. Go out both gates here, disappear out here on the street. Good. So he's doing pretty well. Of course, if he doesn't make a mistake during this exercise, I'll explain to you how to put him back anyway. Nope. Make sure he always waits. Good. So we're going to go now. Just show me going through the front door. I'm going to go inside and leave him alone out in the yard. Come back. Good. So we're hitting it from all angles. There's a doorway everywhere. There's a gate every direction that we're hitting. No. See how he's getting really close to the reward? Nope. I want him to really wait. Nope. 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 Good. I'm just trying to slow him down and have him really wait until I reward him. So this is the big gate. Down. So I'm going to go in here, close the gate behind me. This is the gate where he used to want to follow me and scratch at the gate. Come back. Good. So you practice this kind of stuff every day, and he doesn't really, you'll see that when he's on free time, no, 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 no. Good, that was better. You'll see that when he's on free time, he doesn't have the desire to do that anymore. So every day you want to do this kind of stuff with him. And if you just have 3 minutes instead of 5, just do this for 3 minutes at the gate where you have an issue. Just do something every day. Get him into this zone here. Make sure you end on a success. If he ever pops up before you release him, leaves the mat, you step into him, you say no, you step into him. Put him back. He's right here, of course. Put him back. Do it over again. If he just stands up, you say no. Stand on a leash. Put him back. Do whatever you did that triggered him to get up. Do it over again. No treat unless he does it the right way. So last treat. No. Way too close to my hand. Nope. No. No. Nope. 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 Good. Okay. And sit. This is how you release him. Always release him from a calm sit stay. So you say, okay, he gets up, you lead him off the mat, have him sit, and then a loose leash, of course. Tap his chest and say, go. Go, and he's free. Sit. Good. We only say the command once. If he had not sat the first time I said it, I wouldn't have repeated it. I just would have pulled up with a little bit of pressure. Just like this. Just a little bit. Not choking, not jerking, not hanging, just a little bit of continuous pressure. His butt would have hit the ground. I would have released it. I would not have given him a treat for that though. I only give him a reward when he does it without me having to help him physically. So we're looking for him doing it with just the command, and he gets a reward. You saw how I rewarded him. Like I'm about to reward him again for doing the stay. I walked around him both ways twice, and that's a little basic sit stay. See how eye contact, straight down, good. So it's not like this, it's not like this where he's looking that way. He's really looking up at me. Nope. If he gets up, that's exactly what you do. You say no and you put him back. So he's really looking up at me. He's actually looking at me in the eyes as I reward him. It really develops a strong contact between you and him. He's always checking back with you. If you reward him this way, nope. If he keeps getting up, you say nope. You just put him back. Make sure he waits until you actually release him. So he's waiting to be released. And if you're walking him, of course, you can say, okay, and he'll walk with you, or sit to release him to be free, pat his chest and say, go, and he's free. Down. Now you probably saw that I used my left foot. I did it at the same moment that I said down, just because he does it with the command most of the times without any help, but I just am putting this on the video because I think once I'm not there anymore and you haven't practiced this way for a while, I think you're going to have to do it that way for a while to make sure that he goes there the first time you tell him. And you want to do it that way, because if you say down and he doesn't do it, and then you try to do this after you say the command, you can get stuck in that pattern forever. So until he's got a really solid down where he goes every time you just tell him, just do it like this. Down. Everything happens simultaneously. You put him there. All he knows is he heard the command and he ended up going there right away. And then pretty soon you'll be able to do it without the foot part. Stay, just that, as in sit. The stay is built into the command, so we don't say stay anymore, of course. You don't have to. He knows when you say down or sit that it means to stay there until, if he gets up, you say no. I think it's because the ground it's not hot, but it's kind of warm, so we're going to end this quicker. But if he does pop up, you say no. That was a good opportunity for me to show you how to put him back if he makes a mistake. It's not hot, I just felt it, but it might be a little bit warm and it might be a little uncomfortable. So we're going to end this. So make sure you don't say stay, and make sure that if he gets up before you release him, you just put him back, say no and put him back. And then to release him out of the down, you're going to stand back next to him, say okay, and sit. Always release him from calm sit stay. And then go, he's free. Good boy. Very good, very good. When I am practicing the come command with Stanley, I always do it the same way, and it's easier to do it, I think, if you practice it the same way, and then it just becomes like second nature. The moves are just automatic because you've always done it the same way. The way I do it is left hand leash, just hooked over my left hand. My right hand is free to have the target, which is a closed hand, a fist, with the little reward in it. And he'll come to this closed hand every time. In an emergency with no leash and no treat, he's going to come to this. He doesn't know there's no treat in here. And you're always going to follow a couple of rules, like practicing. When you are practicing with a leash and a treat, see how he's moving away from me? Come. Always call him good when he's at least looking away from you. Ideally, he's moving away from you. If he's not, you can always toss a treat as a distraction. Come, and call him away from that. Good. And you see how it works out with the left hand? You don't have to hold on to the leash. It's hanging on your wrist. There's no way you can lose him because of that. But when you say come, it's right there for you to for you to grab the leash. It's on your left, so it's really easy. That's why I do the left hand leash, right hand reward. And remember, it's a closed hand. And so it'll always work in an emergency when there's no leash, there's no treat. Just do this, say come, call him to you, and he'll follow this hand anywhere, as you can see. Good. And if you don't have a treat, love him up extra. Also, a super important part is that whenever you call him when you're practicing, back away, because when you back away, he's drawn to you. It's way better than standing still. And if you practice that way and he always runs to you when you call him to you when you're practicing, on a leash, when he's off leash, that's all he's going to know. He ran to you every time, and it's how you practice that matters. So always make sure you back away when you're practicing, and then you'll have that in a real life crisis situation where he really needs to be called back and run back to you quickly. So it's all how you practice. Practice as if it's the real deal, and then you'll have it when you really need it. Also, never repeat the command. So, come. See how I gave him a little prompt? Good. So if he's having a problem, you're practicing with him and he's having a problem doing a recall, just do that it's just a little tap on the leash. Everything's very good. Everything's very gentle with him. So be very gentle. Don't ever repeat the command. If you say it and he doesn't come to you, do a little tap like that, and then he'll come your way. Good boy. Okay. Sorry, go ahead. Sit. Yeah. We're practicing his training out in a very public place, just to show you that he can do this anywhere. We picked a real busy spot in this store where people are walking around, maybe to pan around like this and just show what's going on. There's people everywhere. And there'll be people walking past and carts going past usually and things like that. He's very good. He's got a great stay. And if you want to reward him, do it like this, stand back next to him. It's okay. We're not even here. And good. See how he's looking? He was looking up at me in my eyes as I rewarded him. And you'll see that if you do it the way I've been doing it, you'll just catch him always looking up at you. If you're rewarding him for the sits like this, he's going to be having a lot more eye contact with you. It's just natural. You don't have to tell him to. He just will be. So that's why I always reward the dog in a sit stay with eye contact like that. Because then it becomes natural for him to check back up with you. And then whenever you see that, let's say he wasn't in a sit right now, he's looking at me right now. Good. Always reward that, because you want him always checking back with you. Eye contact is really, really important. So, as you can see, he didn't make a mistake. There's all kinds of stuff going past. I'm not restraining him. If I wanted to release him out of this sit stay, I would say, go. And he's free. Now he's free. Down. So what we're going to do is just practice his very solid downstay here in the midst of all this commotion, all these people around. There might be a forklift coming in a second. But this is really good, you know. To test his downstay, really, this is the kind of place where it really gets tested with all these noises and people guys carrying stuff, and he really deserves a reward. So it's just like as if he's on the mat. Make sure he waits. No. Good. Make sure he doesn't take it out of your hand, doesn't touch your hand. And I'm just doing this basic downstay where he accepts you walking around both ways. But he's also handling all these distractions around him and doing really well. He doesn't seem to be concerned at all. His downstay is pretty good these days. We've been practicing a lot. No. Good. Here comes a cart. So carts going past. He's cool with that. Good. See how he looked at me? So the cart showed up. He looks at me. No. Nope. No. No. Good. So he looks at me and gets a reward for that. So the distraction comes. He notices it, but now the response is, oh, distraction, look at me, get paid. With him, what we're still working through is just his desire to grab that reward, which is actually the biggest problem right now I'm having with his downstay, something you want to keep on working on. And it's just about you making sure that he's not touching your hand. He's really close to my hand. Nope. But he's not touching it. Nope. So this is the part of his downstay. Good. See, he waited there, and I released that treat. But that's the only sticking point in his downstay. Everything else about this downstay is great. The downstay itself is great. But really, the delivery of the reward is also important, because if he's doing a great downstay and you put the reward down and he just tries to take it out of your hand, that means that there's a lack of focus there still. And also that he's not respecting you to wait until you withdraw. So that's why I want you to do it this way, the way that the last time I did it just now, that way every time. Make sure that he really waits until you withdraw, and then he takes it off the ground. So he's waiting for me to stand back next to him. Okay. Okay, bud. Sit. It's okay, go ahead. And go. And he's free. Good boy.